Vibes.
Listen.
Do you mind if I put my 2 cents in?
No, I don't mind. Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come with me? Strange.
Where's my dough?
Salute, salute. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, Vibrant Ones? It's your host, Chuck Allen, Uncle Freezie. Vibes and stuff live in the morning. So, Unc, how you doing this morning?
Man, I'm fantastic, bro. I'm fantastic. How you this morning, brother?
Hey, I'm feeling very good this morning.
Good,
Very
man. It's
good
good to see you, man.
Good seeing you too, Unc.
Yeah, man.
So let's go
it's
ahead.
good. It's good to be seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hewitt Samuel. Salute. Andrew College. Salute. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us early in the morning.
Them. Yeah, man. Salute to y'all. And salute to people watching on replay. I know we get a lot of replay, Chuck. We get a handful of people that's coming in live right now just because people hadn't discovered us yet. Right? AC in the building. Robert Pie was good. So yeah, so we get a handful of people that's coming in just because we hadn't grown the audience yet. People hadn't recognized that we're on. So we're still growing, but we get a lot of replay value. I think we're getting discovered on what they call the man's internet.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Real King is in the building. What's good?
Real King in the building. Yeah, I went back and I looked at some of the numbers, and I was like, wow,
Okay.
there's a lot of views on this video.
Yeah.
Wasn't that many people in the chat?
Yeah.
So I agree with you. People are going back and watching, and that's great, man. To everyone who's out there listening, man, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend who is going to tell a friend to come check us out, man, between the hours of 8 a.m. and about 9-ish. You know,
yeah.
we're going to be talking about a plethora of things. Some of you going to be upset. Some of you going to agree. But guess what? It's always going to be great, entertaining conversation, man.
Some of y'all
so tell them, come on in. Yes, sir.
So, Chuck, what's in your cup?
All right.
Well, let me get the producer on the job. Where's the producer? Producer!
So this morning, Unc, I got half apple juice, half water.
Okay. I was gonna say that looked like Louisiana lightning. Damn, he's starting early. That looked like swamp water. You know, man, you get started. Hey, where the party at?
Sir, you're drinking that early in the morning. You have issues. You have issues.
And no gut. If you drinking something that strong early in the morning, you have no gut at all.
At all.
Yeah, man.
So what's in your cup this morning, Unc?
The best part of waking up is
Folgers in your cup.
And Folgers in your cup, man.
Now, again, I looked at my coffee and I said, man, I should make a cup of coffee this morning. And I said, nah, I can't even. That's one of those things I got to be in the mood for. And I don't have the good blend like you do. I don't have Folgers in my cup. It's going to be Maxwell House.
Okay. Okay.
So I said, nah. I woke up this morning, check my numbers, 44.
What?
Yes.
Man, are you serious? Man, you better stop playing.
I'm not joking. 44. And I
You
said,
are
so I checked it again. And I said, what in the world is going on? Like I didn't do anything crazy last night. I didn't even take uh any insulin last night because it was like 90. The numbers were like 90
yeah,
after I ate last. So I was like, okay, well, there's no
yeah.
need for me to take any insulin.
Right.
And I woke up this morning. I was like, yo, what in the world is going on? So uh I ate some instant oatmeal, which they say you shouldn't because of all the sugar. But I figured,
Yeah.
the
And the
sugar,
preservatives.
right. But being so low, like I've never been that low. I've been 59, 55 before. I mean 56. So
That's
um
low.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man.
I'm sticking to it, with my water. I
No
got
pun intended.
um in my 100% no sugar added products,
Right.
just to hey man, I think about it all the time. I ain't trying to lose no limbs. Not
No.
for something preventable.
Right.
Not
Not
for
for
something
something.
preventable, you know.
Yeah, man.
Um but yeah. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
so
So
we're
so
gonna
how
Mhm.
oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, no, no,
I
no.
was
I
gonna
cut you off.
I was gonna say so.
Yes, sir. As of 8:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in New York City, it's about 47 degrees with a light breeze.
Wow. Where I am in sunny South Carolina, it is 38 degrees. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
38 and sunny. Yeah, 38 and sunny. Yep. I was
How is
driving
that?
home this morning, and
Mhm.
I was driving home this morning, and you know what I'm saying? So all right. So here goes. And when I do this, man, people are like, "Oh, Uncle Freezie got 1,000 cars." I don't have 1,000 cars, bro, and I don't front like I'm somebody I'm not, right? So I was
Right.
driving an old ass car home, right?
Mhm.
And it was like the thing was like saying like it was 34 degrees. I'm like, no, that can't be right. I look at my phone, 35 degrees, right? I'm looking at the computer, 38 degrees. It's like, wait a minute. Something's not right. It's cold as hell out here, though. AC is in Georgia.
How
What's good? I'm sorry. Say it again.
Subliminal 209. Chris, salute. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Unc, I don't understand how in South Carolina it's colder than what it is here in New York. It's
Don't know.
usually the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the atmospheric pressure. You see, I threw some buzzwords out there that sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I have no idea what the hell that means. I just used some buzzwords that I heard the weatherman say to make myself sound smart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people tend to do that, man.
Oh wow, Chris is saying it's 33 in North Carolina.
And I used to live in North Carolina, man. I used to a long time ago, long time ago. I used to live in this place called Rocky Mount,
Okay.
and my sister right now lives in this place called Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I have family members all over North Carolina, man. Rocky Mount, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Fayetteville. Shout out to Hoodie Cav. Hoodie Cav is somewhere in North Carolina running.
Salute Hoodie Kev. Yeah, man. I got family spread out in North Carolina the same way. The same exact way.
Yeah.
Um when we had our family reunion some time ago in Raleigh Durham, and that was my first time ever going. And they took us down to Duke's campus. I've never seen a school like that ever. And I've been to Clemson camp. I don't know how many times. Clemson is a beautiful camp too. I mean, beautiful campus too. A lot of hills and stairs.
Yeah.
But those schools in North Carolina, man, they're on another level.
Yeah, my son went to Clemson. He was there when this dude named Deshaun Watson was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My son tells this joke all the time. He was like, when I was at Clemson, we was in a championship game every year. When I left, he's like, before I got there, when I was there, yay. When I left, so he trying to say he the good luck charm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So,
man.
do you remember a Clemson quarterback by the name of Woodrow Danzler?
Yeah, man. I remember him.
So I played against him in high school.
Yeah, that dude was all-state quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a reason. I remember when we played OW, and it was so much hype, and I was like, hype around this little short dude.
Yeah.
He juked me a couple times, but oh boy, did I lay some pads on him one night. And he was like, good stuff, young man. Good stuff, young fella. And then the next year he goes to Clemson, and the rest is history.
He had left right when the fastest dude in the country signed to go to Clemson, a dude named CJ Spiller. You remember CJ Spiller?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wheels.
If they could have been there together, man. But my son met his old lady there at you know what? Let's get out of weather. Let's get out of weather and get into some lifestyle. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
How about yeah, man. Producer, if you out there listening, not Chuck. Chuck is the on-screen talent. So we got a slack rump producer. You need to step your game up with the beats. The weather beat is whack, producer. We need to get a better beat for the weather thing. That beat right there is all right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. You need a
I forgot I'm talking to Chuck. Chuck, we need a beat for the weather thing, man.
Well, I have something very vibey for the weather.
Okay. Maybe we can work on getting that, and then putting that to the. But anyway, in lifestyles, what I want to talk to you about is I want to continue the conversation about so we were talking about Chuck Allen being the R&B singer and having that R&B singer cachet. Like when he walk around, he don't walk around like a normal dude. Like when he walk around, things happen. Like in that Mims video, Move If You Wanna. You know what I'm saying? When Mims walk around, things happen. Like Maxwell.
Okay, first of all, never use Mims as anything, as any type of analogy.
Right. Mims was my guy, man, for like 3 weeks.
How? This is why I'm hot? No, this is why you whack. Out of here, bro.
It depends. Yo, that used to be my intro for years, man.
Really?
Like yes, the This Is Why I'm Hot reggae mix with Junior Reed and okay. So a story time with Uncle Freezie. I promise I'll Chuck.
Let's go.
This for like 2 minutes. So I might need to do a story time with Uncle Freezie blip to put on the screen. Story time, Uncle Freezie. But
yeah.
So when we used to do parties back in the day, you know how when you watch the Knicks Morning Drive,
Yes,
and when
sir.
people come in, I'll play like an intro for them, right?
Right.
So I got that from my homeboy, right? He used to DJ, right, for all our big parties. Like, what would happen is everybody, you know what I'm saying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm getting tired of doing just such and such. Because what happened is a long time ago, long time ago, we got this group of boys from this college to come do like a step show or some kind of dance routine at a party, right? And it was
Right.
late. It was like 30 minutes late. It was like 40 minutes late. We had told everybody they was coming, and everybody was like, man, they ain't coming, man. They late. They ain't coming. They ain't coming. Y'all said they was coming. They ain't coming. And then they had a little boy busting the door. They here. They here. And then the DJ dropped this thing that said, dog. And then the DJ played played George Clinton, Atomic Dog. And these
Right.
young dudes from this campus started coming in doing their little steps and things. You know what I'm saying? Like a step
Okay.
show to Atomic Dog, right? I was like, yo, now that is how you make an entrance, right? You know what I'm saying? Because after the fact, I found out they was late on purpose so they could build the anticipation. They had a little boy like 8 years old. He come running in. I'm like, how does little boy get in here? Did he supposed to be 21 and up? Get in here. Little boy coming. They here. They here. They here. He dancing. He got one of them. What you call them things? The things it's about this long, but you yell into it.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
cheerleaders
Okay.
have.
Okay. Like a megaphone.
Megaphone. They here. They here. You know what I'm saying? And then DJ start play the thing, dog. And then the song come on, Atomic. You know what I'm saying? And then they come in stepping in the thing, and people like the girls like losing their mind. Yeah, girls losing their mind and all kind of stuff. And I was like, yo, now that is how you make an entrance, right? That's how you make an entrance, right? And so I told my homeboy Craig, I'm like, yo, CB, when you introduce me, play this joint right here. Right? He's like, what? He's like, yo, tell him to play this joint. He come to Mac to me. He's like, yo, man, Mac said he ain't playing that. So I go to him. I go to him, no lie. I give him a $50 bill. I'm like, when you see me in the door, shake the lights and play This Is Why I'm Hot remix. He was like, which one? You know it's 79 of them. And I forgot. It was because Lil Wayne freestyled to it. Marcus Houston sang to it. Everybody was rapping because the beat for it was so fire. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And so when it came up time for me to come up and do my little thing, he snatches the song. He snatches the record off. I forget what the song is at the time. It might have been Wobble. You know, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby. You remember what the Wobble? Yes. Yo, if you're a grown man, I better not never see you dancing to the Wobble. If you're a grown man, bro, if you're a grown man, I better not never see you dancing. Yeah, I better not never see. But anyway.
What about the squirrel?
Never.
You can't scrub the
never,
ground?
Ever. You're right. Some songs are grown man. So anyway. So I'm in the door. I'm going to flag him, but he snatches the record off. Oh, not snatching, but you can see him. It go down and down and down now. You know what I'm saying? Just down. And then you hear the intro for This Is Why I'm Hot. And listen, Mims might not have been a great artist, but that beat, This Is Why I'm Hot, that beat was dope, right? So I'm standing there and I'm walking down the thing, and then people start getting out the way, right? They know something important is about to happen, like people moving, and I'm walking, and me and Mo had just went to a place, I didn't want to say their name, because they fired my man, but a place that you can buy suits from. And I had just got this fly jacket. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was, man, clean. I thought I was, man, listen, I thought I was one of the OJs. I ain't know the OJs had 4 people. Nah, they don't. They don't. I'm fronting. But anyway, yo, they played, my man Mac played This Is Why I'm Hot. I'm walking down the thing because I'm just walking up to thank everybody for coming and to let everybody know that they can still, said we still got openings for VIP 350. You can get in the VIP. And bro, we had the VIP tables, the champagne, the pretty girls, yeah, and the pretty girls up there with the hors d'oeuvres. Bro, what? But anyway. So I walk into This Is Why I'm Hot, right? And people are like, yo, this dude is important. So now that's why. So just to give you a snapshot of why I do the intros or the next morning drive, because no matter what we talking about, I stop everything on the instant and play somebody. Like when you come on the KMD, I play your joint, play your intro,
Yeah.
and it's like, yo, Chuck Allen is here. Chuck Allen is in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Staffordon got one. A bunch of people got Subliminal 209 has one that I rarely play because I don't hardly get to see him on the next morning drive. I got one for him, and I got to do one for Cully because the one I had for Cully, I just didn't like it. I felt like it was too cheesy. I felt like it was Disney. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, just saying, man, the whole intro thing to me, I think was kind of dope, man.
The intro thing is dope, man.
Yeah, man. And you don't see that in other other people that occupy our space. And for one, it gives people the big head, like they important. I'm a star. Some people, others like myself, I do it for shock value for myself. For you, it's just to let you know, let people know who coming in. You know what I'm saying? Others, they can't even talk if the intro don't get played, bro. I had people hit me up behind the scenes, calling my phone. You didn't even play my intro, and I'm mad. And I had to go talk to Jay Boogie because you made me cry. Well, go cry then, MF. Go cry then. You ain't play my intro. Yeah, man.
That was a great. So, were you in a fraternity, or you was just throwing a party? And
no, I used to throw parties.
okay,
I am in a fraternity, not that one.
okay.
So I am a Prince Hall affiliated Freemason.
Okay.
32nd degree. So I'm fraternal like that, but not college boy fraternal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Can, if you can, because I know that there are absolutely things that you can't talk about, but what is the difference between let's say an academic fraternal order and the fraternal order that you're a part of, without going into specifics, because I know you can't,
Yeah, nah. I can't a little bit. So you have to understand where these fraternal orders were created and why. Right?
Okay.
Right. And so officially the documented date for Freemasons is early 1700s. That's when we officially took it from the from backstage to public. Like, hey, y'all, we exist and we are organized. We did that in the early 1700s, right? The fraternities and sororities that you see on the college campuses, the ones that I know started in the early 1900s.
Okay.
And the reason being is because of the times. Like, we wanted to have a situation where we could send our kids off to college and have them be safe in the early in the early 1900s. Like you legit like say right now, Chuck, if we lived in the early 1900s,
Right.
we couldn't necessarily send our 18-year-old boys and our 18-year-old girls, 17-year-old boys, 17-year-old girls off to another city and expect them to be safe because of the things going on in society. Because you couldn't even go and necessarily be safe. So you had to create these things in order to protect your kids. You know what I'm saying? And so they started going, and I'm not getting into the history of all of them because all of them have their different origin stories. But basically, Freemasons start one thing to send their kids, and even if they're not Masons, they'll be in an order with a brotherhood that can protect them. Like, instead of you going to a city at 17, going to doing something that none of your parents have ever done before. Like in the early 1900s, a lot of people didn't have a lot of the parents never went to school. A lot of the grandparents never went to college. You know what I'm saying? But you sending your baby off to college, you want to make sure people look out for them. And then so that right there is a network that you send them. Like, they go to college first, right? They get oriented, right? They pick the fraternity or sorority, or the sorority or fraternity picks them. Either way, whatever the dance is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
However the dance goes, right? And then now they are in a network of people that will protect them and help them navigate these 4 years. Whereas, because think about this. Say Chuck Jr. in the early 1900s wants to go to college in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
So you live in New York. So not only did your baby get accepted to Seattle, Washington, he's got to have safe passage all the way to Seattle, Washington. You know what I'm saying? Not just live there and go to school there. He got to make it there.
Right.
You feel me? And then so a lot of that is set up because of that. Karen Fong is in the building. What's good?
Salute, Karen. Boogie, the closer. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your support. Juju 92.
J Boogie's in the building. Yeah, man. And so while I'm not pining for or against either, you know what I'm saying? I say live your life, man. Do you, right? But for me, I am what you call legacy. Right. So my uncles, like all my uncles, man, my great grandfather, my grandfather, not my pops, because my pops only found answers inside a liquor bottle, basically. So he didn't do stuff like that. But my grandfather, my great grandfather, and my great great grandfather, there's a line, and my uncles and them, they talked to me about it early. I saw them early do stuff like they were dependable in their community. Like when people houses burnt down, they came to my uncles. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like when things in the community were going bad, they would come to my uncles and them, and my uncles and them would rally everybody and provide some type of help to everybody. I saw this all the way back, like in the 70s, early 70s, man. People were like, oh no, Ola May house burnt down. They ain't had no insurance. You know what I'm saying? And so so now you got to get Ola May and her family someplace to stay. Got to get them some food. Got to get some clothes. All them hand-me-downs like the hand-me-downs I had in the bag behind my door. They come in, hey, Uncle Freezie, give me them clothes. Hey, man, them my hand-me-downs. I ain't giving nothing. Shut up. Take my hand-me-downs in a black plastic bag and take them to Miss Ola May, and have her kids try out the clothes that they want, and you know what I'm saying. And so, and what I didn't know at the time were they were Freemasons, right? And they was helping like the community, and they would
Right.
do stuff like during the summer, like they'll buy like um they'll do something like they'll get a raise at their job, and him and my uncles and them, all their boys and stuff, would take a little bit of that bonus money that they got from the job and go buy like 4 or 5 little piggies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they would do is raise them up during the summer,
Right.
and then come time when it got cold, the first frost, you know what I'm saying, they'll go out there and kill the hogs, and you know what I'm saying, that meat that they get from that, some of that they'll take home, because I mean, come on, man, you're gonna do you now. But most of it, I'll say about 75-80% of it, they would used to give it away to families in the community, you know what I'm saying, because
Right.
it was hard times all around,
Right.
right? And so at the time, I didn't know they did that because they were Masons, Freemasons. I thought they just did that because it was the thing to do,
Right.
right? And so over the years, they kind of instilled those things, those habits in me, like, yo, Uncle Freezie, you don't have to be negative. You don't have to be such and such and such. What you should be is a stand-up person and be willing to help people as often as you can. Not to the detriment of yourself and your family, but whatever you can do
Right.
beyond that, help others. And so sometimes people ask me like, yo, why you always go above and beyond to help people do such and such? You know, people will stab you in the back, people will do such and such. And my thing to that is this. So what? Things happen, man. The main thing that I want to be, because with me, it's a personality now, and not it's beyond a habit. It's who I am. You know how you start eating right and it become a habit, and then after a while it's your personality. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was for me, because I got to watch my uncles and them do stuff like that. Like such and such got laid off from the job or got fired from the job. You know what I'm saying? Or such and such and his wife down there fighting in front of them kids. Like my auntie coming, such and such and them down there fighting in front of them kids. And my uncles and them would be playing spades, and they'd be like, God dog it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on down there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know he crazy. You know he got a razor. You got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. And so my uncles and them go down there. And because what they want to do is go down there and stop this stupidness before somebody either get hurt or somebody call the police and got to go to jail. And then you got to spend money anyway. You feel me? And so my uncles and them used to do that, be that. And that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a legacy, you know what I'm saying? Because they were doing that. I remember them doing it as far back as 75, 76, 77.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the lady house burnt down. They went down there and got the Rev, and Rev opened up the church, and the family stayed in the church for a couple of days, opened up the kitchen, man, and they in there cooking stuff for the family inside the church. You know what I'm saying? And the next day people bringing clothes, and they down there crying and just talking and venting. The little kids is down there, you know. I remember the girl who house burnt down. I went down there and was talking to her. She cornrowed my hair. All we did was talk. I just listened to her talk. She's like, and my doll babies was in there, and my letters was in there, and all of it's burnt up. Uncle Freezie, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I ain't had nothing to say, so I just sat there and was quiet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of stuff that go into the reason why I'm a 32nd degree Freemason, right?
Okay.
I just don't have the time to do the 33rd stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm doing stuff like vibes and stuff in the morning with Chuck Allen, and then after this it's the KMD. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so yeah, man.
Well, let me ask you one more question. I'm not going to I'm not going to belabor the topic, but why do these fraternal organizations get the spooky tag? Up, something funny going on over there. Up, people are selling their souls.
Right. Oh, right. Because what it is it's the same thing they say about Chuck Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about Chuck Allen regardless. This is me just being a random person, right? Just me being a random person. I'm
Right.
going to talk about Chuck Allen regardless. So if he don't tell me what he doing, I'm gonna fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how that is. That's what people do. If they can't get the info, right, they fill in the blanks. It's as simple as that. And then it's not even the people that are close to fraternities that do that. It's the people that are low character, low IQ, gossipers, money changers. They do that because Freemasons or not Freemasons, but fraternities don't select them or don't allow them to join. So because you don't want gossipers and money changers and people like that in your organization. You want it to be a high standard. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be high morality. Right?
Upstanding character.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want because you don't ever want to. So, okay, give you an example, Chuck. Me and you buy these little piggies during the summertime, right?
Right.
And we out there feeding them slop. We out there feeding them, growing them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come time for us to slaughter the hogs. You don't want to look out there and see 3 of them out there instead of 5.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now you like,
right.
What the other 2? Somebody low character done looked out for themselves instead of looking out for their community.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
So it's like, you want to make sure that you keep, because accountability should never be a question.
Right.
With fraternities, you don't ever want to have accountability be that type of issue. Now, accountability with us is something like, hey, Uncle Freezie, I asked you to do such and such. You said you was going to do it, and you ain't do it Wednesday. You did it Friday. You told me you was going to do it Wednesday. I know, man. I forgot. I'm human. Okay, just don't let it happen again. But you don't ever want to have it to be a situation where it's like, man, Uncle Freezie, it was $1,000 in here. Now ain't nothing but $800 in here. What's going on? I don't know. You don't ever want it to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, and the people that have like, because the thing about it is your neighbors will tell you who should be a Mason and who, or I'm sorry. I keep saying Mason. Your neighbors and people in your community will tell you who should be in a fraternity and who shouldn't. Right.
Okay.
Right. Like for instance, I'll be somewhere doing something. I'll just be somewhere just doing something, right? And somebody be like, hey, Uncle Freezie, you know that boy right there? He be helping that lady take her groceries up the stairs. Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, he be right there on time helping that lady.
Right.
And I'd be like, so? And they be like, I'm just telling you. I just want you to know. And there'd be another dude that come in, they'd be like, every day that dude come in here and steal 2 Snicker bars right off the candy rack and think we can't see him. We see him, we just can't catch him. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
so your neighbors and your community will tell you like who is high character and who is not, right? And so that's what we get to. I don't know how we got to this, man, but yeah.
Oh no, you talked about the party. And then I just asked a series of questions, and we're down this road. But it was a good road. It was good information, put out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and so it's not about Illuminati or certain connections and all that stuff. The connection part is true because we do network, right? We do network, but it's not like I get something if you get something. Like, nah, it ain't reciprocated in that. It's more like I'm gonna look out for these guys because they always look out for us.
Right.
Not you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's more of a willingness to do certain things. Like the sheriff in I'm not sheriff, but the chief of police in our town is a brother, right? So every time the chief of police needs something in our town, the brothers get together and be like, yo, what can we do to help you? He's like, yo, I'm trying to clean up this, and this is just an example. I'm trying to clean up this such and such playground so that the babies can get out there and play without dope boys being around.
Right.
What can y'all do? How about we pool up some money and start some type of program for them babies so that they will grow up and not be the dope boy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So then you go over there, you have these programs. GI, what's good? So you have these programs over there where they come after school, do their homework, right? Be around positive people. You know what I'm saying? They get to, and they have counselors, like, and because kids ask questions, like, give you an example, Chuck. So I was a part of that for a short while. That right there ain't my lane, right? I don't like doing that. That ain't something I'm comfortable with, but I did it for a little bit. Little kids would come up to me, Chuck, and ask me stuff like, Uncle Freezie, how come my mommy and daddy be arguing all night? Sometimes I can't even sleep. And I be like, little Johnny, mind your business and go to sleep. You know, I'm terrible at advice for little kids, bro. I'm terrible with advice for little kids. I never said I'm perfect. I never said I'm perfect, but I'm terrible with advice for little kids. But anyway, little kids be wanting to ask you questions and things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? They be wanting to get things off their chest, things they can't understand. And they can't ask mommy and daddy certain stuff without
right.
Because think about it. If little kids have a beef with mommy and daddy and they make mommy and daddy mad, where can they go? There's no space for them to evacuate to. You know what I'm saying? To get away from, you know what I'm saying, that environment that they just created. But that situation there, they escape to that after school. They can ask all these questions. You know what I'm saying? And when a little boy asked me, he was like, man, mommy and daddy be knocking on the wall all night. Uncle Freezie, I can't even sleep. And I'm like, hey, little Johnny, they in there hanging up pictures. And little Johnny's like, man, they terrible at hanging up pictures, Uncle Freezie. I know. They gotta learn how to get better, man. Just yeah.
I say this: if you want to know the truth, ask a child.
Yep.
Because children do not have that thing that we learn as adults, that filter. Right. Kids don't have it. Right. That's why you can get a kid when two kids are arguing with one another.
Right.
A kid can look another kid in the face. That's why your dad's dead. And you like, oh my God, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Because there's no filter there. Do mommy look fat? Yes, mommy. You look like a big cow.
Yeah.
Wow. But these kids, they don't know any better. They haven't learned yet. They haven't had enough experience to know, hey, you gotta, they haven't learned sympathy and empathy yet.
Yeah, they don't know
like those things aren't right. Right. I got a question since you brought up you talked about your fraternal order and the wonderful things that they do for the community and the things that you saw your uncles and elders do to make you want
Right.
to be a part of it. Can
Right.
I ask this question? Why do we yarn at creation and marvel at destruction? Why are our communities uh in destitute, desolate because of, you know, drugs, crime, poverty, and we will um look at these things and be like, oh yeah, man, this is the hood, this is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
But then when you see or hear about someone growing up in a situation that is not like that, uh they whack.
Yeah. I
Or
feel you.
um Tyrone is coming home for the third time from jail and they throwing him a party.
Right.
But Cynthia, who graduated with honors, I'm like, oh, this old smart egghead girl.
Right.
There's no pomp and
All
circumstance
book
for her.
sense and no common sense. Yeah.
Right.
All kind of. Yeah. So my answer to that would be a little bit complicated, but it's easy. It's easy to follow.
Okay.
Right. So a human being is not just blood, skin, and bones. Right. How we operate
Right.
is not just intellect. Right. It's not just intellect, dexterity, and agility. Right. In between the physical body and the way our brain operates are different sectors. Like we have intellect, we have emotional IQs that people don't for the most part people don't speak to, right?
Mhm.
Because if you have an emotional imbalance, it will affect your decision making, right?
Right.
Right? Like say for instance, if you hungry and you go eat and you overeat, did you really solve your problem? Because you overate. So now you went from starving to the opposite end, right? And so in our emotions and our intellect too, like some people are smart enough to do a lot of things, but emotionally they are handicapped and don't know it,
Mm.
right? Like
Mm.
so you have your intellect, your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state, and all these different type things, right? And so what happens is when these things get out of order, like your intellect gets out of order, your emotions get out of order, your mental health gets out of order, your
Right.
physical abilities get out of order, then
Mhm.
it affects the way that you make decisions, right?
Right.
And so if these things are passed down to you, because some things are passed down from generation to generation, like in our family, and
Absolutely.
in our family, things are we have emotional disabilities that are not natural, but they're passed down, right? Just like certain eating habits
Mhm.
are passed down. Like like I remember, man, being a shorty, I mean little. Hey, my uncle say, man, I eat everything on the pig from the rooter to the tutor. And I was like, the rooter? And I laughed because I was a little kid. The rooter? Ha 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 ha. And then the tutor, I was like, wait a minute. Is he saying he eat pig butts?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Pig snout,
Basically.
pig butt.
Pigs, not pig butts. Yes, basically. And so back then it was funny because certain words I heard, rooter, ha ha ha. Wait a minute. You eat the pig nose and the pig butt. Ew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, my family, that side of the family, it um alcohol was the crutch that we use to address our emotional hangups,
Right.
right?
Right.
So instead of addressing our emotional hangups, like, why mom and daddy always fighting? all night long. Remember the little boy I told you asked me that? That
Yes.
was what was going on with us. Like, why he always feel like he got to beat her? Why he's so jealous? You know what I'm saying? Okay, and just to share a little bit about my family, right? And I didn't know, I was too young, right, to do something, and I always wished when I was little, and I used to see not my mother and father, right, and because I think my mom would have stabbed my father in the neck. My pops was a goofy drunk. He was like Woodrow. Remember Woodrow from Sanford and Son? Woodrow and Esther.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom and pops was kind of like that. Like, look, my mom's was like witty, and my pops was like the goofy drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? so anyway, so but the generations before that, we didn't know how to solve we didn't know how to solve arguments without violence. Right? Shut up, woman. Stay in a woman place. It's a man world. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is things like that was what I used to hear as a kid. I remember watching my uncle and aunt argue, right?
Right.
And I saw my uncle grab my aunt and throw her down. And I ball up my little fist, and my uncle was like, "You got your fist ball up? What you gonna do?" And I told him, and this is me telling a grown man, I ain't gonna be little forever. I tell my uncle that, right? My uncle's like, "What you say?" And I was like, "I ain't gonna be little forever." And my mom was like, "Hey, boy, you don't talk to no adult like that. A child should be seen and not heard." These are the things that, you know what I'm saying, back in early 70s.
Yes.
Right. And so I told him that. And then as we got older, we laughed about that because he was like, "Yo, Uncle Freezie, you remember when you said you weren't gonna be little forever? You real big now. Ha 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 ha." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm real big now." You know what I'm saying? And no LOLs. I ain't LOL or nothing. I ain't sending no heart emoji, none of that. Like, yeah, man, that stuff y'all used to do when I was little. Y'all lucky it wasn't no real men around and to put y'all in y'all place. You know what I'm saying? Because but that's how they were raised, because they saw their granddaddy do it.
Right.
And they granddaddy saw their granddaddy do it. Right. And they granddaddy saw it. So it's like this generational curse type thing where men did stuff the wrong way because their emotions were out of balance. You know what I'm saying? Like they dealt with institutional racism that was unchecked, right? Institutional racism that was unchecked. You know, you go out, you can't even drink out of certain water fountain. You couldn't sit on certain places on the bus. In Detroit, where my uncles and them lived at, man, they was sicking the police dogs on them just walking down the street. It's 7 to 8 of y'all together. Get up against the wall. Yeah, got to be selling dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they just high school kids or coming from the job, just trying to make it home safe. And you know what I'm saying? So they had these emotional scars and wounds that they didn't know how to deal with. So they dealt with it with alcohol. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they were being dehumanized and things of that sort. And then they took these issues home, and their wife would be like, "Well, how come we don't have a washing machine? Betty and them got a washing machine." And it'll lead to a fight. Like, lady, if we could afford a washing machine, don't you think we would have one?
Exactly.
Go wash your clothes at Betty house then. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like the little, and then the women would take it literal.
Mm-hmm.
And put all that. You remember them little carts you used to pull behind you, the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You pull the little cart. She done packing up all her clothes, all the house.
Oh yeah, like the wagon.
Yeah.
Go
down to Betty house, and her and Betty would sit in front of the TV, watch soap operas all day, dreaming about what life is like outside the ghetto.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they washing clothes and they talking about how bad life is for them.
Right.
While the men on the other hand, you know what I'm saying, we go down to such and such bar and sit in there for an hour and two you know what I'm saying, get smashed, you know what I'm saying, drink some drinks or whatever, and talk about how bad ghetto life is, and
For the
watch TV on the screen in the bar about how life is outside the ghetto. And so while you live in one life, you dreaming for another and can't figure out a means to get from where you are to that.
right.
And so now your emotions are out of balance. You're being dehumanized everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a well, you have a coping mechanism, but it's not a healthy one,
Right.
right? It's so your emotions are out of order. Um, um, you know, and then a lot of them, you know, they farmer sons, like they like for my uncles like my great grandfather was a sharecropper, right? And
Right.
so on both sides of so on one side there was a share, you know, my great grandfather was a sharecropper, and his sons, my great uncles, didn't want to do that, so they moved out of the small town that I'm in right now, moved
Mhm.
to Long Island,
Okay.
right? Random, just such and such is hiring on Long Island. Where's Long Island at? It's in New York somewhere, but they hiring and they treat you good. Okay, when you leaving in the morning? Okay, I'm going with you. Just uprooted just like that,
Wow.
and moved to Long Island, right? Because they had to get away from what it was. They left. They was like it was so it's three of them, like 15, 17, and 20. All three, none of the three of them, none of them finished school. They just we got to get out of here.
Right.
But they had they messages was in a bottle like my pops, even though they weren't related. That was my mom's side, my pop's side. So yeah, man. And so when you say stuff like, how come we always embrace the negativity and always look down on what the world deems to be positive? I
Mhm.
think it's because they never experienced that consistently, and so um there is a gap, so to speak. There, like if you experience good things, positive things consistently, you'll be more willing to embrace it. But you embrace the things that you know that are common to you, right? Because I got cousins that's in and out of jail, right? And when they come home, we embrace them, right? And then when they go back, we be like, you know, the man ain't nothing. Why the man picking on my cousin? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to saying, hey man, this dude need help. This dude been in and out of jail since he was 15. He
Mhm.
50. He 50. Still in and out of jail, right? 15 years old. He went to jail. Got a cousin. The first time he went to jail, he's 15, right? Stealing cars,
Mhm.
riding with a dude. Go to jail. Oh, not my baby. My baby wasn't in that car. My baby would never do. Oh yeah. Is this him? Is this him on videotape? Oh, yeah, that's
Mm.
him. He looked just like his school picture. That's him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So instead of getting them help, like, you know what? My man got something emotional going on. Something ain't quite right. Why is he, you know what I'm saying? Why is he always doing something bad instead of doing something good? You know what I'm saying? Why is he the one that got to get drunk at the family reunion? We got to call the police and come get him when we out here just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's that. With that's my experience. What about your experience?
Um, my my experience. Well, I'm not going to say it was similar. But there were a lot of older, like great uncles, um, like my great grandfather's brothers, who had those issues. And they didn't know how to deal. They didn't know how to deal with them. You know, when you lack
Right.
communication skills, uh, you tend to lash out physically when you can't
Right.
articulate, how you feel. Um,
Right.
but I can identify with the sharecropping part of like when we were discussing the outhouse the and and slop jars and things of that. Like my, my grandmother converted sharecroppers shack.
Right.
That's where they were. That we still live on. She still lives on that land.
Right.
Um, uh, that her grandparents and parents worked in someone else's field.
Yep.
As a kid, I remember doing those things like in the very early '80s.
Right.
You know, the guy would come around, hit the horn, and then you'll see a bunch of people leaving their houses to jump in the back of the truck to
Yeah.
go, pick whatever it was, peaches, dig up potatoes, um, collard greens, whatever,
Blackberries.
whatever.
Yeah,
Black
man. Yeah, man.
man, that's something I hated doing because there were always, there's never failed. Every time we pick blackberries, there were snakes.
Yep. Because the bushes were so low to the ground. It was cool up under them
Yep.
bushes. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I picked
someone would,
blackberry. Oh, go ahead,
oh
bro.
yeah, man. I blackberries, and your grandma or someone or your aunt might get some, and then make a blackberry dumpling or something like that. Boy,
Ooh, blackberry molasses.
boy, boy, oh boy, boy, oh
Blackberry
boy,
preserve to go on some hot biscuits. What?
buddy, buddy.
And
I
and
remember.
so
Mhm, Go
and
ahead.
Chuck. So this is what I'm talking about when we say the up north versus down south thing.
Hmm.
People are like, I don't like living down south. It's too slow. Ain't nothing going on. Oh, it'll be some stuff going on. It's
Yeah,
just
a lot
about
going
what you
on.
like,
Hmm.
right? Because
Yeah.
up north breakfast wasn't nothing, but down south, oh boy. And listen, and for our family, breakfast, like for our family, families were big. Up north, families were small and isolated. Like you may had a cousin that lived 4 blocks over, but it wasn't
Hmm.
nothing but about five of us in the house. See, down south, it was like 13 of us in a 4 bedroom. You know what I'm saying? We had to make pallets and sleep on the floor in the living room. You know what I'm saying? See, up
Yeah.
north, up top is different. You know what I'm saying? But down south, Gramps would get up 5 o'clock, cook breakfast. You eat breakfast at 7 o'clock. Go outside and play all day, 7 in the
Yes.
morning to 9 o'clock at night. Come back home so dirty you can't even recognize yourself. You look in the mirror like, oh, who was that? You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's where a lot of the youth today are missing, because as soon as you said that, it just brought back a memory of it was 11 people living in my grandmother's house.
Right.
All the kids slept in one room, boys on one side, girls on the other side.
Yep.
Bunk beds, doubling up, tripling up in the bed. Some people
Yep.
got to sleep on the floor in between the two bunk beds.
Yep.
Uh, and when my
And
grandma
one
would,
of your cousins used to pee in the bed.
all the time, and they act like they ain't
Yep.
did it. It
And
was
act like they
me.
ain't did it.
First of all, I can't pee on my back. That's number one. Can't pee on my back. Okay.
Right.
You want to
Right.
y'all go get in the bed, man. I want to get in the bed. He pee in the bed all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to get peed on because they be
Right. And
scared. They were scared to walk outside at night to that thing
right.
all the way. Man, come with me, man. I ain't going out there.
No. And then wake you up, you be sleeping
Oh,
good. They be trying to
oh
get you to
man.
go. Oh man, what? Bruh.
Man, I ain't going down there.
And
Man, just
and
go pee off the back porch.
and my grandma used to hate that. My grandma used to hate that. If I catch if I catch this scoundrel that peeing on the back porch, boy, that thing used to have grab hot, boy. That thing used to have what? She used to be, but you want to make grandpa hot?
Yeah.
Pee off that back porch.
Pee off the back porch or keep running in and out the house.
That screen door, bam!
Yep.
Oh man.
You in or you out? What you gonna do?
Right.
Oh boy, don't get stuck in, because you
Yeah.
really ain't going outside. And then that's when everybody want to have super fun. Then come on
Yeah.
outside. They be all in the window. Come on outside.
Yeah. All in the screen. See, because Grandpa house, we ain't have no central air. So we had to let the
Oh no.
windows up, and we had box fans.
Yes.
And what they used to do, like if you was stuck in the house, say you was sick, or you got a bad report card, or you just did something, you stuck in the house.
Yes.
My cousins will get that box fan and sing like Roger Troutman on that fan, right? You know how the blades chop your voice up?
Yes. Yeah.
My cousins and them would get on that box fan and sing your life to you. Like my cousin William would get that box fan and be like, Uncle Freezie is a loser on that box fan. And you can hear it all the way through the house. And my grandma like, my grandma be like, boy, get out that fan. Ain't I told you to get out? And you're like, but Grandma, Uncle Freezie be wet in the bed. And I'm like, I don't even see, I learned the trick. My cousin Bean was like, yo, get you a pee bottle. So if you scared, because think about when you're a little kid, right? The older kids would do stuff like right before bed, they'll tell you a scary story, right? So now you shook. Yeah. So for us, it was Mallet Man, right? If you go outside, that man with the mallet gonna bust you in the skull. So they'll tell us scary stories right before bedtime, right?
Right.
No lie. So I started doing it. So like my younger cousins, right? I guess I might have been 8 or 9. I might have been maybe 10 when this movie Jaws came out. Right. And so I made my little cousins, they might have been like 4 or 5 years old, like 3, 4, 5 years old. I might have been like 8 or 9. And so we took this, I don't know how, maybe Jaws came on TV or something. And so the theme music used to make them want to pee in their clothes off rip. And then the shark jump out and then the little kids be peeing in their clothes. Mama, I done peed in my clothes again. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens, like when it comes time for us to get to bed, I'll be like, look, y'all better give me some candy or else. And we ain't got no candy, Uncle Freezie. I'm like, and they'll just come up with candy from out of nowhere. my little cousin, I got a little cousin, man. I joke with him right now. I'll be like, I ain't eating that dirty ass candy. Where you had that candy from? He's like, oh, this the candy from the last day of school. Fool, it's August. You done had that dirty piece of candy all summer. He's like, Chuck, he would lick it and put it back in the wrapper.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And to this day, he the cousin that's responsible. He the cousin with all the houses and the cars. My cousin Rico live in Cleveland. He the real estate mogul of our family. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
hey man, that's what you gotta do. You gotta lick the candy once and put it back in the wrapper. You got to save.
You gotta save it. You gotta save for a rainy day. He offered, man. I looked at the candy. The candy got dirt. I'm like, you net. What? And then I can't tell Grant that he got dirty ass candy, because then Grant was like, what you doing eating candy this late at night anyway? And then, little kids, they gonna snitch. he be doing the sharp, grandma. He be making us give him candy. You know, so you just gotta live with it.
Yes. Now, I remember one time we all wanted candy, and we was harassing our getting candy. You know, candy was a penny at the time. You get penny candy, 10 cents, boy, it'll get you a half a bag of candy. So, my grandma said, I ain't got no money for no candy. I ain't got no money for no candy. And then all of a sudden, she come back to the front porch, and she got these long sticks, and she cutting them up. She shaving them a little bit, and she, here you go. So what am I supposed to do with this stick?
Yeah, I know what it is.
You're supposed to eat it. Man, I ain't eating no stick, Granny.
Yeah,
That's sugar cane.
that's sugar cane, boss.
Man. Talk about, you know what? Kids are nasty.
Yeah,
Because my cousin, I'm like, man, it's all chewed up, man. Man, it's still a little bit on it.
it's still
I done
something in
had it in
there.
my mouth. Chewing it. He sticks it right in his mouth.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Yeah, like nothing.
Like nothing. Like
Bruh.
nothing.
And
Like
he
nothing.
meant that too. When he said it was still something in there,
Yes.
he meant that.
Hey,
Bruh.
man, what you doing? You better not get them hot dogs out there. Grandma gonna kill you. No, we gonna go in the woods and we gonna cook them.
Yeah.
Definitely set the field on fire.
Yeah.
And everybody got their butt cut. And couldn't
Yes.
nobody go outside for the
Like,
rest of the week.
Yes.
We couldn't go
And you would-
outside for the rest of the week. Boy, that was terrible.
Chuck,
Terrible.
I remember we used to get and I'm not saying all the time, like we didn't get abused, but I remember getting beaten so bad that it'll change your personality, bro. My cousin, like them hot dogs that you was talking about.
Yeah.
So Grant used to go to town and shop for the month, right? For
Yeah.
the whole month. She get a month full of groceries, right? And she like, hey, if y'all be good, I'm gonna cook y'all some hot dogs and hamburgers later on. And we was like, oh boy, hot dogs. We were so simple, man. We were so damn simple. Because hot dogs ain't nothing, but we didn't know. But when an adult got excited about something, the kids. So anyway, my cousin, like, she got 20 packs of hot dogs in there. She ain't gonna know if one missing. And so he marched us up like a little army. Like he gave us a stick with a little cloth, and we tied a little cloth on the thing, and we marching like little soldiers down the road. But what we didn't know is he stole a pack of hot dogs, right? So he stole a pack of hot dogs and some aluminum foil, right? He made him a little fire and put the aluminum foil, because he was in Boy Scouts for like a week or something crazy, and now he felt like he an Eagle Scout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Chuck, he was in Boy Scouts for a week, and now he felt like now he beat a belly. You know what I'm saying? So anyway.
Yeah.
So he put.
If you don't know that
on.
name, go check it out.
Yes, and so we go down. We bro, he burned the hot dogs on purpose, right? Not burn them up, but brown them real hard. Like you know how you brown your bologna real hard. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
So
That's the
he
best.
browned them hot. Yeah, he cut the hot dogs up in little pieces and browned them hot dogs up, man. And we couldn't eat the hot dogs fast enough, man. Them things were so good. And we out there on the water. And this is Chuck. Now I know why. So now I know why accidents used to always happen. Because back then, half of us could swim and half of us couldn't. Right? But all of us would be in the water without no adults.
Crazy,
right?
crazy.
So I was not a great swimmer, but I could swim. My sister couldn't
Right.
swim, but she wanted to be in the water. And they was like, put your head under the water. And my dumb cousin, as soon as she put her head, he hold her head under the water, swim, right? And she come up and she slipped, fall backwards, and you can see her life. She like, she like, I'm about to die. Oh. And so I swim over there to save her, right? I grab her and pull her up, and she's like, oh, I thought I was dead. I was dead for 10 minutes, right? No, not really. Like you went under for like 2 seconds, and I put you out. She's like, no, for real. I was dead for an hour. I was in heaven. No, you only went under for like 2 seconds, and I grabbed you. But anyway, we get home. Grant on the porch braiding a switch. It's like 13, 14 of us, right? We came down for the summer. It's all her baby. It's all her grandkids together, right? You know what I'm saying? Or for the most part, most of the grandkids. She on the porch braiding a switch. I'm like, hey, Grant, don't hate me. Oh boy. Now I think we in trouble. She asked our oldest cousin, like, hey, y'all took a pack of hot dogs out of here? No. First thing he did is tell a lie. Now, knowing she bought 20 for a reason. You know what I'm saying? She get to swing in that switch because she braided the switch and got a little knot on the end. So now when she swing it, you can hear it like make the little noise. Yeah, make the little noise, right? Chuck, she hit me on the back of the thigh with that thing, and all I could think about was the upper room. That's all I could think about, the upper room. she grazed me on the back of the thigh. Yeah. She just like, so anyway, she messed around and catch my cousin by his cornrows and hold him down and start beating him. And I'll never forget, she was like, what I told you about lying. And she hit him with the switch. Chuck, hand to the man. This fool started counting on his fingers while he getting the beating. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. What the fuck?
Who you counting? Who you counting? What you counting, brother?
He doing arithmetic while he getting beaten.
Oh, he was getting his mind. He was getting his mind off the pain. 1, 2, 3. She
beat the devil out of him. But he getting beat and start doing arithmetic. You know you getting beat, man, when you just start randomly doing arithmetic, bro. Yo, but anyway, man, things is crazy, man. Things is crazy.
Yeah, man. And those were the days. Now, one thing I will a couple things I will definitely agree with you on. Being in the water and can't swim as a kid. So, right by my grandmother's house, there are railroad tracks, right?
Right.
And behind my grandmother's house is a pond. On the other side of the pond is a golf course. Right. And so it rained, and you know the pond, that little pond will flood or whatever. Right. And so what the golf course people did was decide to drain the golf course on the sides of the track. What? Right. So it floods out to the side of the track, like the railroad track.
Right.
And so like the pond water is already flooded, like it's coming towards the house, right?
Okay.
So they're draining the pond on the side of the track. So there's like a swimming hole. When I tell you all the kids in the neighborhood, yo, Uncle Freezie, it must have been 25 kids.
Right.
25 kids in cutoff shorts and cutoff shirts.
When your parents ever even bought you real shorts? My mom bought me a real short set maybe once a year. When you said when we grew up, like when your pants got high water, you just cut the legs off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they cut the legs out them dungarees and you wore them things.
You wore them. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My uncle still does that, and I'm like, Unc, you can't wear cut off jean shorts anymore, man. You
Yeah,
can't do that.
man.
And
Nah,
I'm talking
man.
about the cut off jean shorts like Magnum PI used to wear.
Oh,
Like, bruh, if you bend down, your sacks will fall out the pocket.
oh God, come on up. Come on up. Put on some real draws. Oh, God.
I was like, oh man, we throwing these away. Come on, man, they're my good shorts. I said, man, we going down here to Marshalls. We'll get you some real
Some
shorts. You can't, bro. You walk around here with them on. Somebody gonna be trying to tip you.
Somebody gonna invite you to their car.
so okay, all right. So yeah, so just kids, man. They're all kind of fish in this water, but these kids,
Right.
people can't swim, and they in this water, but the water's not that high. It might come up maybe like to your chest or something like that. Everybody playing in this water, right?
Right.
And now everybody go home wet.
Right.
My grandma want to know why everybody wet.
Right.
Why all y'all wet? Y'all was down there in that pond.
Yeah.
Grandma never wanted us to go to the pond for one reason. There's gators in that pond.
Right.
And every so often, it wasn't, it ain't like Florida, but every so often they would come out, and you go out in the backyard or the little driveway between the houses, and you'll see one like sunbathing on the concrete.
Right.
And so there have been incidences where people are standing on the edge and get snatched. But when you grow up in the South, you learn some things. When you start seeing that wave coming towards you, go.
Right.
Go.
Survival. That's survival.
And so right. And plus my grandmother knew a lot of us didn't know how to swim.
Right.
And one thing she ain't want, y'all parents came and dropped y'all off to my house, y'all going home the same way y'all came.
Right.
And so that was her biggest thing. But I remember like, yo, I didn't know how to swim, Unc.
But
and
it
I
was
used
in
to
the
jump
water anyway.
I used to jump in the water. Like and can't swim. Cannot swim, couldn't swim a lick.
Right.
And so I was like, yo, as a kid, you had no fear. You had no only thing you were afraid of is the boogeyman. And if you were in South Carolina at this particular time, the lizard man. Because all the old people were talking about this guy.
Right.
Oh, he got the body of a man and the head of a lizard and red eyes like the devil.
Yeah.
Are y'all serious?
And the thing about it is ain't nobody never saw him in person, but
nobody.
The story, the legend always got greater and greater. Lizard man, he snatched 2 little kids. It was headed to the school bus, and they went in the field and picked some blackberries instead of going to school. And the lizard man got them.
Lizard man got them.
And you like, what? Ain't nobody called the police? What?
No. No.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah, man.
Oh man. I just that time was a simpler time, and it was definitely about community. My sister and I, because there's a big age gap, and I was like, back then.
Up or down? Age gap, up or down?
I'm older than her. She's younger than me.
Okay.
I'm younger than both of my siblings.
You're younger than both of your siblings.
I mean, older than both of my siblings, my younger
Okay.
siblings. I'm older
Okay.
than them. Uh,
Okay.
and so the things that I got to experience, they didn't necessarily get to experience because when you're coming up from the South, like everyone leaves the South to go find better jobs in New York, in the North,
Right.
Connecticut, New York, the tri-state area. And so I had the opportunity of growing up as a youth in South Carolina, for
Right.
the first couple years of my life.
Right.
So it was a lot of things that I got to experience. Like when you talk
Right.
about the hogs, everybody in the community had hogs,
Right.
and around the fall, after them hogs got fat, they sold them to the market.
Right.
But during the summer, um, they would rotate or who would give up a hog, and they would slaughter the hog. The whole community slaughter the hog. The
Right.
women would be, doing the pork chops and sausage, and
Yep.
and the men making the crackling and cooking on the grill.
Right.
And somebody is making potato salad, somebody making macaroni and cheese,
Somebody
somebody
making
making,
collards.
yep, somebody
Yeah, man.
making bread pudding, somebody making bunt cake. Like
Yeah,
it
man.
is it is a thing, and everyone gets some.
Yep.
Even the drunk,
Yep. Yep.
he gets
And,
some. He get a plate.
and
Y'all
yep.
walk that plate over to Junior. Walk that plate
Yeah.
over to Junior. Man, ain't
Why
nobody
is the
want to go over
drunk
there.
always named? Why the drunk always be named Junior?
I don't know. I
Yo,
don't
I'm
know.
telling, because it was a drunk. Okay, so I know 3 juniors, right? Right. Well, I know 4 juniors, but I know 3 of them from my childhood, and
Mhm.
all 3 of them are drunks, right?
Right.
But we used to get Junior to do the stuff ain't nobody else want to do. Like Junior, take this newspaper and burn the hair off the hog. Right? You know how after you do certain
Yeah.
thing, I'm saying, you skid in the, all that. Hey Junior, you take this newspaper and burn. And now as we got older, we got fancier. Here, Junior, take this torch and burn the hair off the, what I'm saying?
Right.
But he still had to burn that hair. I bet you he better get that damn hair off that hog. I know that. Because ain't nobody want to eat no crackling, no skins with, what I'm saying?
Yeah, with no hair on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel you on that for sure.
Yeah, and that's crazy that you said that. Yes, Junior was the guy that you go get to do like we as children, we always thought he was crazy, but he wasn't crazy. He was a drunk,
Yeah.
right? Like during the day, he was fine. He was pleasant. Hey, how y'all kids doing? He would give people dollars or a quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
But in the evening, Mr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll, whichever one came out at that time,
Yeah.
oh, you mother, y'all come on my property again. And then you hear, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
All right, somebody got to go over there and talk to Junior, man. Hell no, he's shooting right
Yeah.
now. And they
I
got to go
remember.
calm him down. They
Yeah.
got to calm him down. But Junior was the guy that you call, hey, Junior, Grandma want me to get that lawnmower out the barn, but man, there's a big old snake wrapped around the handle.
Right.
Go in there, not just grab the lawnmower and pull it out, but grab the snake, throw it on the ground. Get out of here.
Yeah, I seen Junior. Right. I seen Junior. Right. I seen Junior kill a snake with a hoe. Right. And for people don't know what a hoe is, a hoe is a long handle like tool for your garden. It's like a square like blade on the end of it.
Yep.
Right. And the blade don't even be sharp no more. After you use it like 3 or 4 times, the blade don't even be sharp no more. Right. You just use it to break up the ground. I seen Junior chop that head off that snake, and that snake started moving sideways. And then all of a sudden it got hot out there, and I saw. They say I fainted, but I know I didn't. They say I fainted. This is how the story goes. Uncle Freezie passed out when he saw that snake squirting blood. I didn't faint. All I know is I just got dizzy and started sweating. and I sat down real quick. You know what I'm saying? I laid down real quicker than what I anticipated. But anyway, Junior killed the snake, right?
Right. Okay. Kind of frozen a little bit. Yeah, Uncle Freezie was in the middle. Was in the middle of a story. He got frozen. Um, hopefully he'll be back with us pretty soon. Uh,
Good. Good.
nah, you still wait. Okay, there you go.
All right. All right. This is what I was talking about earlier, Chuck. How I got delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's clearly the thing didn't go away. I may have to cancel the KMD, man. I hate to do that because I got to figure out this. I got to figure out this internet thing. I may have to reset my something. But anyway, Junior cooked the snake, pulled salt and pepper out of his pocket in aluminum foil to season it with, and offered me a piece of the snake.
Okay.
You heard me. He pulled salt and pepper. He pulled salt and pepper out of his pocket. It was in aluminum foil, like salt in one aluminum foil and pepper in the other aluminum foil. And so I was like, Junior, why you got salt and pepper in your pocket? Because I like eggs.
Wait, what? Wait a minute. What?
That's the same thing he said. What did you just say? He's like, I like eggs. You don't like eggs, fool. You don't eat eggs.
Yeah, that don't.
That's why you walk around every day of your life with salt and pepper and aluminum foil in your pocket? Because you like eggs? I got to hurry up and grow up. This is what I got to hurry up and grow up and get the hell out of here.
What is he getting them pickled eggs from the store next to the pig feet? Like, where is he getting ball eggs to have or eggs to have? And pepper in his. Oh my goodness.
That's why. Yo, so Chuck, so now you know why, like, when people get serious, like in Nick's universe or get serious here, I don't even get fazed by it, bro.
Right.
It's because I done been through so much stuff. I done heard so much stuff in my life that Junior told me the reason why he got salt in aluminum foil in his pocket is because he like eggs.
Like, I understand you like eggs, but what does that mean? Like, is someone giving you eggs, or like you just, all right, man, go by the egg tree?
just in case you happen up on some eggs, you got salt in your pocket. What?
Right.
This is like the strangest.
Crazy. That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But what? Yeah, I'll do my uncle like this because I don't care. So my uncle is a certified, like, he ain't scared of nothing. But then also at the time, he did a lot of cocaine.
Okay.
So
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
A hell of a drug. And so, like, coming to my grandmother's house, you got to go down this little hill. And as he's coming down the hill, he sees a rattlesnake going across the yard. Can't get to no shovel, can't get to no hoe, can't get to no axe. This guy takes his belt off.
What?
Uncle Freezie, the snake is hopping around like this on the ground while he's chopping it with his belt. And I mean, chopping it so much to the thing split. No, it split though. It split.
Right.
Snake split. It split, but it was still moving. It was still,
right.
But it's moving slower now. But before, it's hopping around. And I was like, this guy is crazy.
Crazy.
And this is when I found out that he was on cocaine. Hey man, go over the
hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug. He hands me, he gives me $1, right? to go to the neighbor who was like the bootleg store
Right.
to get him a mellow yellow.
Yeah.
Did you hear what? Mellow yellow.
Mellow yellow.
Go get me a mellow yellow. Go to Penny House and get me a mellow yellow. And so when he gave me the dollar, it's folded up, and I opened it, and I was like, "Man, you got something in here." He was like, "Oh, that's the wrong dollar. That's the wrong, that's the wrong dollar. That's the wrong dollar. Here you go. Here's $1 for you."
Right. They got it. You know how juicy fruit is? You know how juicy fruit come in a pack?
Yes.
So my uncles and them used to have that, like the dollar on the table, and they'll walk off, and I'd be in there like, "Hey, somebody left $1 in here." And all the uncles go, "Hey, boy, get out of here. Stop being grown. I done told you. He vanished." And I'm like, "But it's just $1. What's happening?" You know, but anyway, it's crazy, man. It's
for the life of me, I love the South, but boy, do they got some words they make up for your behind. Yep. Mannish, umish,
yes.
umish. What is umish? You umish.
Yeah. My grandmother said. My grandmother said, call my cousin Prissy, right? And my cousin's boyfriend at the time went off. He said, "Girl, go put some clothes on with your fast behind tail self." Yeah, Chuck. You talk about we laughed at my man for like 30 years. 30 years, bro. We laughed at because what it is he was like the stepdaddy and she wouldn't listen. She was like 6. She's like, "You ain't my daddy. Tell me what to do." And he used to make him so mad because him and my cousin was living together. You know what I'm saying? He paying the bills, and here this 6-year-old telling him that he ain't nobody. "You ain't nobody. You living with my mama." He used to make her, and then he couldn't beat her because he know if he put his hands on our cousin, we was gonna go down there and stomp a mud hole in him. Right?
Yeah.
It's just how my family is, right? It don't matter if you right, we stick together. And we shouldn't do that. We should have a higher moral compass than that. But even in 2022, like my cousin pushed this girl at a thing, and the girl pushed her back, and the girl wound up getting beat up. And afterwards, we like, "Yo, why y'all always?" Somebody got to start getting some common sense from somewhere. My cousins and them, they 50. They 50. They still trying to fight. 55, 50. So they're a little bit older than me because when they was in grade school, I was like right behind them, like in 2nd, 3rd grade, all that, right? It's crazy. But anyway, Chuck, I gotta get out of here, man, so I can do the KMD. You want to do a little bit of relationship corner since we got like 2 or 3 minutes? You got some time?
We can pose a question. We can do that.
Okay. All right.
What you got?
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so Chuck, do you have? And so I got somebody that just came in, but I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna bounce off the screen for a little bit, but I'm coming right back.
No
Do
problem.
you have a song that reminds you of a relationship? Like no matter what you're doing in your life, like you could just be standing at the bus stop, right? Whatever, waiting on the train, and then you hear the song, and then you think back to Tamika or whoever.
Yeah, I got about 5 of those.
All right. Hey, I want you to get into that. I'll be right back though.
All right. Um, yeah, when it comes to songs that make me think about women in past relationships, I would say I have about 5 of those. Um, Usher's "Let It Burn," Usher's "You Got It Bad," Al Green "For the Good Times," uh, um, Darnell Jones "Where I Want to Be," and and let me see. Um, High Five, I like those songs. Take me back to a time, um, in specific relationships. Like for the good times, man. Uh, Anybody that knows that song, if you don't know that song, go Google it. Al Green for the good times. The gist of the record is, this relationship is over, but let me get some of that one more time. Let's pretend we love each other this one more time. Let's get it popping, and then we go our separate ways. Um, I definitely remember being in a situation with a young lady, and we both knew it was over. Like we were hanging on, but um, what once was there was no longer there, and it's like we're better off apart than together. And so every time I hear that song, I remember that night, um, where I was, what occurred. Um, and so that's one of those songs that I would, when I hear it, it just holds certain sentimental value for me. Also, Duke said Johnny Taylor's "Running Out of Lies." Come on, brother, you got to give me a little more info on that. Tell me about the situation that makes Johnny Taylor "Running Out of Lies" that joint for you. Um, you got it bad. Oh my goodness, man, I was in love with this girl from Jersey City. Man, my guy, when she walked in the cafeteria, I was going to AU in Columbia, South Carolina. For those who don't know AU, that's Allen University.
Right.
No affiliation, but man, it was a Sunday, and down south, schools down south, even high schools down south, collard greens, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese.
And the
And
cafeteria staff know everybody and
they
treat
know,
everybody right.
treat everybody lovely.
Right.
And I remember eating, and I'm dumping mad hot sauce on my fried chicken, and
Yeah.
she walks in, and I'm like, who the F is that?
Right.
And boy, oh boy, oh boy, that was it. It was a wrap. I had to find out who she was. You know, we hung out. We started kicking it. Oh
You said
man,
she's from Jersey City.
she's from Jersey City. Uh, can't I don't know where she is, what's going on with her right now, but Unc, uh, she was a bad mamma jamma. She
Mm.
had the curves that men like.
Right.
And she was, I mean, oh, this is pre surgeries of any kind. Nobody was doing that. You either had it or you didn't. and she
Right.
had it. Man, uh, I became infatuated with her. Hey man, what you doing? Hey man, we about to go over to the student center, play some pool. Nah, I'm cool. I'm hanging out with
Right.
Jersey. I'm hanging out with Jersey City.
Right.
Man, dude, you the main one that say you was gonna come to school and you was going, we was going. Yeah. But
That was before.
yeah, man. And so, homecoming, not even our homecoming. I think it was like USC's homecoming.
A Benedict or somebody
Yeah, it was
it's
somebody
Benedict's
else's homecoming, and we're partying, having fun, and me and Jersey City have an understanding. Like me and Jersey City, we're not together, but when we are, right.
But we're not apart. I used to have
Yeah,
Anderson.
yes, right. So, I got a little, jealous. I can't even front. We was all up in the club, and I see her like why is she grinding on him like that?
Right.
Like that's too much. And so I got in my feelings, and so I went and knocked something else down and messed that whole thing up. And
Don't mess stuff up, man.
because I was as mature as I thought I was, emotionally I wasn't. Especially when, like, if me and you cool, I don't get that bent out of shape if you're
Right.
talking to someone or a guy's trying to holler or none of
Right.
that. But I started opening up myself vulnerably to this girl. Yo, I'm not the sentimental, simpy-ish guy. Like, I don't be polishing toenails, man.
Right. Right.
But I'm in the office in the student center polishing this girl's toenails and all
Yeah,
kinds of
she
stuff.
got you. She got you. She got you.
Oh, she definitely did. She definitely
Right.
did. But because I let my ego get the best of me one night, I ruined that situation. And then that song just put so you got it bad.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead. What about you, Unc?
Chuck, I can't believe this. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Why you can't believe what you're hearing?
I can't but Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So all right. So let me so for me, I don't remember stuff. Like I'm the person, so I compartmentalize, right? Like me and girl break up, boo hoo, I'm gone. I'm moving on, right? But what happens is I remember that stitch of time through music, right? Like I told the story about me and this girl 6'6" who was not an athlete, right?
Right.
Pour the beers on me in the club. The
Right.
reason why I remember that vividly is because of the Patra aspect of it.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I remember everything as it played out. I see her. Chuck, she was okay. She was light skinned like me, maybe lighter, but she was black.
Right.
Right. She had gray eyes, blonde hair, right? But she looked black, like,
Right.
all this stuff is natural. 6'6", tall, in shape, but she wasn't an athlete. All this stuff was perplexing to me because all the stereotypes were like out the window.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, you sure you can't dribble a basketball? She's like, no. So I'm like, you sure? But anyway, I used to joke with her like, man, you can have a baby and we'll be rich. And she was like, that's all you think about is sex? And I was like, Wait a minute. Yes. So anyway, like so there are certain songs though that so like when I was to give you an example, so when I was coming of age, so to speak,
Right.
the Janet Jackson album is out. Control is out. Right? And so there are a couple songs on that album that brings me back to like the romances that I had that meant something to me, because not because the romances were deep, thorough romances, but because I found out something about myself. You feel me? Like I was legit finding out things about who I am as a person as I was like into these real romances, like for the first time. Right? So this girl named Carmen, who I was in a really deep relationship with, right? She would asking me questions like, why do we have to have sex like that? Why is sex on your mind like that? And when I told her why, she was like, that don't even make sense. She was like, so she asked me, and I was like, man, because my homeboy said if you don't do it, you soft. And so she was like, you want to have sex with me so that your homeboy, so you can get approval from your homeboys. Yes. Don't that make sense?
Yes.
But to women, to girls, no, that don't make sense at all. It's stupid. It's stupid, right? But when I hear songs like "Let's Wait a While" by Janet Jackson, right, it makes me think back to those days where, you know, the relationship was, I was pressing her in the wrong way as opposed to being. But at the same time, I was slowly learning about myself. Like some stuff you don't have to do, right? Like holding hands with your girl is not a bad thing. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that at the time because my homeboys, all the dudes, are, look at this sucker. He holding, ooh, Uncle Freezie. And then when I asked them about holding hands with their girlfriend, they like, what girlfriend? So you not holding hands because you ain't even got a girl, and you
talking to me?
Yeah, giving me relationship advice, and you ain't even in a relationship, and ain't never been in one. Shout out to Will Redden. shout out to Shantae Brown, giving me bad advice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't even got a girl, and you damn. Uncle Freezie holding hands. Shout out to Keith from across the street. Keith and Meredith. They was a couple, and then they wasn't, and then they was, and then they wasn't, and then they was, and then they wasn't. That's them every week, right? So yeah, man, it's one of them. It's one. It's one of the like for instance, I'll give you another example. Right, this girl from across the street named Pia. She looked like, for those that want to know what Pia looks like, she looks like what the Spider-Man girl looked like. You know the girl from Spider-Man? Zendaya or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she favors her, but not that old. Not that old when I met her. Pia was fine, boy, and her daddy knew that I liked her, and Pia liked me, and her daddy didn't like me because I was the smart kid trying to be the street kid when I should have tried to just be the smart kid, right? So every time he turned his back, I was in Pia face like Shazam. Like I would just show up. Like they'll be taking groceries in the house, and he'll go in the house first, and before the door could close, I'm like, "Hey, Pia, why don't we just run away together?" And she's like, "Uncle Freezie, we 14. I'll take care of you for the rest of your life, Pia." She's like, "My daddy do that." And I was like, "You gonna have your daddy around forever?" This is me being so immature. Of course she want her daddy to be around forever, Uncle Freezie, with your dumb self. But I'm like, yo, I'm your man. You don't need him. I'm just I'm just spitting my little 14-year-old game, right? He come out the house, I'm gone. I'm in the street playing free for all. He like, Uncle Freezie, don't you come back over here, my stoop, right? But the song that remind me of me and Pia, because me and Pia actually got into a thing. But the song that and I was just gonna sound so stupid, but it's a song called "Push It" by Salt and Pepper. I think I might 14 might have been older than that. Might have been. Oh, might have been. And so anyway, "Push It" was the thing. I can't. Maybe the ages was wrong, but I remember her sitting on her stoop, and she was playing "Push It." You ever heard this, Uncle Freezie? And the song come on, and her and her sister get up and start doing the Salt and Pepper thing. Yeah,
Push it real good. Push it.
And I tell her sister, and her sister was a freak, but not really freaky like that. She was like a mental freak. She wasn't like a sex crazy.
Yeah.
She was like one of the people that would play. Her crazy sister used to play Darling Nikki out the window. And back in the day, you remember how you know what I'm saying, you can let the window up,
yes.
And you can put your radio in the window and just play your music out the window or whatever. Her crazy sister used to play songs like Darling Nikki. So like, why are you playing Darling Nikki? You anyway, man, I gotta get out of here, man. Start this next morning drive, man. I'm sure everybody waiting. Where Uncle Freezie at?
Yeah.
So it's 14, 15 people waiting, Chuck.
Okay. Well, everyone who's joined us today, I appreciate it. You coming in, spending time with me, Chuck Allen, Uncle Freezie, here on Vibes and Stuff live in the morning. We had great conversation. Great conversation with the chat. Thank you guys for coming and spending this time with us. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend who's going to tell a friend. We're going to be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, from the hours of 8 a.m. to about 9-ish. We got a little slow start this morning, but we'll be back at it again tomorrow on time, if everything permits. So everyone, have a great day. See some of y'all over on KMD. And until tomorrow, peace.
All right, y'all.